What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chuck, and I hope that you're doing well. I'm wearing a hat because I'm currently in the process of learning how to cut my own hair, and I fucked it up. But that's not the point of this video. The topic at hand is MCU Captain America, no Mjolnir, versus MCU Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. I even took the battle to a couple of different Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and the results were pretty much dead even. This is definitely the closest matchup that I've covered so far on my channel or any of my platforms. But before we get into it, I am currently on the road to 100 subscribers, and at the time of recording have reached 65. So that's 59 more than I was at less than like 3 weeks ago. So I really do appreciate the support. Leave a comment letting me know what I can do to earn your subscription. Now let's get into it. All right, in the last video, I did start off with Captain America, so we'll go ahead and start off with Drax today. Now, I very much understand that he has been significantly nerfed compared to how powerful he is in the comics. However, we are sticking with the MCU live action feats only for both characters, so just keep that in mind. His abilities do include superhuman physicality, martial arts, and weapon mastery, even stealth mastery. Now, I know that this was displayed in a comical way in the movies. However, he did claim that he was legitimately standing there for an hour and no one noticed. So, you gotta take that how you will. His main weapon is his dual wield knives, as we know, which combined with his brute strength is what we usually see him rely on in battle. He also does have a healing factor according to his comic lore. However, the MCU doesn't really display that very much, so we really don't have any feats to prove what he can or can't heal from. In battle, we've seen him do things such as overpower Groot, even overpower Gamora. He was able to overpower and eventually kill Korath, who is a skilled and enhanced soldier of the Kree Empire, and it's stated that he had previously had some training with Nebula and Gamora. He was briefly able to hold his own and lay paws on Adam Warlock in Guardians 3. And at the end of their scuffle, he did tank and survive one of his energy blasts, which at another scene in the movie, we saw that same blast turn a Ravager into a skeleton when exposed to the blast long enough. We've seen him take beatings from Ronin with and without the Power Stone. He tanked being hit by a spaceship in that same moment that Rocket was flying. As mentioned before, he did tank hits from multiple hits from Adam Warlock after laying into him a little bit. To be frank, Drax has gotten his kicked in on many occasions, but always seems to come back from it on multiple occasions. In terms of speed, we haven't really seen anything too crazy displayed by him. However, the Guardians do all fight together in tandem and should be somewhat comparable to each other. And we've seen a teenage Groot be able to fight and take out multiple Outriders in Wakanda in Avengers Infinity War. We don't really see him do a whole bunch of dodging, as he does rely on brute strength in most of his fights, but generally his reaction is going to be somewhere on the superhuman level. Intelligence and skill wise, I know he's portrayed to be sort of like dumb, but he is very skilled with his knives and has really good battle IQ, whether that's him throwing the knives at enemies or using them in close quarters. Cap, really in my upper echelon for superheroes just because of the way he's displayed using his leadership and mentality to power through adversity. As the recipient of the super soldier serum, as we know, his physicality has been enhanced to superhuman levels, as well as his senses. He is an expert in combat, weapons mastery, as well as, of course, his main weapon being the vibranium shield. We've seen him fight on par with Black Panther, throw a motorcycle with ease, hurt the Winter Soldier in combat, did some pretty significant damage to Iron Man's suit in Civil War alongside the Winter Soldier. He was able to penetrate Ultron's torso and easily shatter Ultron's sentries, his little minions. He was also able to fight on par with Spider-Man, overpowering him at times by grabbing his webs and even smacking him with his shield, supposedly giving him that black eye we saw later in the movie. With his shield, we've seen him block an attack from Thor, which blew away an entire section in a forest. He withstood and reflected repulsor blasts from Ultron. He's also withstood a beating from Iron Man, whom he eventually overcame when Tony was distracted by the Winter Soldier in their fight. He was able to withstand multiple serious hits from Thanos, and his shield eventually got cracked in half. However, it took multiple serious blows from the Mad Titan. In regards to speed, we know he is comparable to Winter Soldier, who we've seen dodge bullets at pretty much point blank range. He's even able to dodge blasts from Ultron sentries, which look like laser blasts. He was able to outspeed Iron Man in hand-to-hand combat before his suit started to analyze his fight patterns. Running wise, we know he's capable of keeping up with and even outrunning cars. We know that he has great battle IQ, and we have seen him outdo a lot of very skilled people in hand-to-hand, obviously paired with his superhuman capabilities. I mean, he was able to even outsmart Spider-Man briefly in their one-on-one battle. And he even has photographic memory, and overall is just a great tactician. So who wins? Before doing all of my research, I thought the conclusion of the battle would be a little bit more difficult to come up with. However, I think there is one significant advantage that decides the outcome. I believe Captain America has better speed, movement, and in-combat reaction, and has displayed a higher level of combat ability against extremely skilled opponents. Drax relies way too much on brute strength and just running straight at opponents. Yes, we have seen him display high battle IQ in moments where he's involved with group fights, but often he screams and just runs at characters that he wants to kill, and in situations involving people like Ronan or Thanos, for example, that hasn't worked out for him. Cap, on the other hand, is more of a tactician. We've seen him outsmart and overpower Spider-Man in 1v1 combat. We have also seen him go toe-to-toe with Iron Man alongside the Winter Soldier, be able to fight on par with Black Panther, and even be able to dodge some attacks from and land a couple hits in close quarters on Thanos. Even if you argue that Drax is possibly stronger than Cap, in my opinion, they're probably closer to being equal. Even so, Cap would outsmart him and use his surroundings combined with his shield to most likely take Drax down. Captain America wins. I hope you all enjoyed the discussion. Let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree, and drop a like as well. Like I mentioned previously, I am on the road to 100 subscribers and I'm only 35 away. So hit the subscribe and notification buttons, and I will see you all for the next discussion.